Are you deficient in magnesium? It's estimated that over 80% of the population don't get all the magnesium their body needs. And we use magnesium virtually everywhere in the body. So when you're running low, you can experience anything from fatigue, muscle cramps, headaches, constipation, anxiety, high blood pressure, insomnia, mood swings, and much, much more. If any of those symptoms sound familiar to you, your body might be trying to tell you you need more magnesium in your life. You can up your intake by eating more magnesium-rich foods like dark green leafy vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, and whole grains. There are also certain fruits that are high in magnesium, like avocados, and supplements can be used too, but there are many types to choose from depending on your symptoms. Magnesium is an essential mineral, and it's one of what I call the macro minerals, meaning we need a lot of it. Some minerals, which we call trace minerals, we need just a few milligrams a day. The ultra trace minerals, we're talking about millionths of a gram required. And yet without those tiny little amounts, we die.
I am dead inside.
But with magnesium, we need hundreds of milligrams every day to stay healthy. So why do we need so much? Well, it's because magnesium has so many functions in the body. Magnesium is used to make over 300 enzymes, which are proteins that we make in the body to speed up chemical reactions, of which, by the way, there are trillions taking place inside the cells of our body every single second. In fact, it's estimated that 80% of our internal biochemistry relies upon magnesium in some way, shape, or form. We need magnesium to build strong bones and teeth. It's critically involved in our muscle function, and especially the ability of our muscles to relax. In fact, magnesium is often called nature's relax mineral, and it works opposite to calcium. Calcium contracts muscles while magnesium relaxes them. And it's also the same with our nervous system. Calcium excites nerve cells, and we need lots of magnesium to counter that. It's also needed to release neurotransmitters like dopamine, for example. Magnesium is vital to our cardiovascular system in many ways. In the same way that it helps muscles to relax, it also allows the tiny muscles in our blood vessels to relax and dilate. So it promotes healthy blood pressure and a regular heartbeat. And perhaps at the top of the list, we depend on magnesium to make energy and for proper hormone balance. We can't release the hormone insulin, which helps us to regulate our blood sugar, without magnesium. And you know, I could go on, but we don't have all day. So what causes magnesium deficiency? Fruits and vegetables get their nutrition content from the soil they're grown in. And modern intensive farming techniques and the chemical fertilizers that are used don't put magnesium back into the soil like traditional farming of just 50 or 75 years ago, where it was all organic and composts and manures were used. And that natural fertilizer contained high levels of magnesium and a host of other trace minerals that are needed for health. So today's fruits and vegetables just don't contain the same amount of nutrition they used to, including magnesium. And sadly, we're consuming less fruit and veg than we were just 50 years ago.
I said I don't want any damn vegetables.
How we prepare food is also a factor. When we boil vegetables in lots of water, we lose the vast majority of the magnesium when we discard that water. And lastly, I'll just say that we live in a pretty stressed out world today.
Now we're stressed out.
And we know that chronic stress depletes magnesium from our cells. In fact, in my clinical practice, I see people all the time who suffer from what I call stress-induced magnesium deficiency. Their diet may contain plenty of magnesium, but their lifestyle burns it all up faster than they can replace it. So how do you know if your magnesium is low? Well, if you just assume that you are, you got an 80% chance of being right. But I'll throw out a few symptoms and see if any of these sound familiar. Restlessness, anxiety, stress, high blood pressure, an occasional rapid or irregular heartbeat, constipation, muscle cramps, especially in the legs or calves, muscle twitches, or a flutter in the eyelid, numbness or tingling in the hands, or sudden pings where you go, ow, what was that? Mood swings, a lack of concentration, depression. Maybe you get tearful quite easily, or you get frightened at the drop of a hat. These are just a few symptoms that might suggest that your body is crying out for more magnesium than you're taking in. So what can you do about it? Well, the best place to start is to eat more magnesium-rich foods. And the good news is that magnesium is color-coded. You see, magnesium sits at the heart of the chlorophyll molecule. Chlorophyll is the green pigment that enables plants to photosynthesize and convert the sun's rays into energy. So dark green leafy vegetables like Swiss chard, kale, spinach, pak choy, and broccoli, or literally any edible plant that has green leaves. These are vegetables that are generally a great source of magnesium. And you want to aim for 2 or more servings a day. And obviously, organic is best. In the fruit department, although not often considered a fruit, the avocado tops the list. It's full of healthy fats and loaded with magnesium. Nuts like cashews and almonds, and seeds such as pumpkin seed, flaxseed, and sesame seed are also excellent sources of magnesium. So just a handful a day of these nuts and seeds can really help top up your magnesium levels. Legumes are another high magnesium food. And of course, we're talking about beans, black beans, kidney beans, lima beans, lentils, and raw cacao. That's a bean, and it's super high in magnesium. Now, I'm a nutritional therapist, and I sometimes recommend certain supplements to help dig people out of a hole when there's a nutrient deficiency to address. And magnesium has to be the nutrient that I advise clients to supplement more than any other. But there are many different types of magnesium to choose from. Some are better absorbed than others, and some are better suited for particular applications. For tired, achy muscles or for sleep problems, you might be best served with magnesium sulfate, otherwise known as Epsom salt. Dissolve 500 grams of Epsom salt in a warm bath and soak for a good 20 minutes before bed. Epsom salt baths have been used therapeutically for centuries. Magnesium oxide is the cheapest form of magnesium, and because of that, it's the most widely sold, but it's very poorly absorbed in the gut. So if you want to address magnesium deficiency, magnesium oxide is a poor choice. But since the poor absorption can lead to diarrhea, it can be helpful for constipation. But perhaps a better choice for constipation is magnesium citrate. It's much better absorbed in the gut, so it can help to restore your magnesium reserves, and at a slightly higher dose, it can help resolve constipation. There's magnesium malate, which I like to use for muscular tension and helping clients with conditions such as fibromyalgia. Magnesium taurate can be very beneficial for individuals with high blood pressure. There's magnesium threonate, which the studies suggest can get into the brain more easily, supporting neurological function and helping to balance mood. But my favorite all-rounder to increase magnesium levels in the body and support health across the board is magnesium glycinate. It's one of the best forms of magnesium, and so it doesn't cause the laxative effect, and it can be really effective at resolving many of those symptoms that I've mentioned. But you do have to take enough. If you've been magnesium deficient for a period of time and you suffer from any of those symptoms I've mentioned, 1 capsule a day isn't going to cut it. Adults need at least 350 to 400 milligrams a day, but some individuals need much higher levels taken over time to properly restore their magnesium levels so they can see the health benefits. The nutritional therapists trained at CNM are skilled in identifying the right magnesium source and the right amount for each individual client. For more information on our courses, please click the link in the description below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell icon so you never miss a future episode, and I'll see you again soon.